What's going on, guys? Mar TV here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about AI and the music space. Timbaland just announced that he's coming out with his own AI, music company. His first artist name will be Tata. I'm guessing that's her right there. Half Chinese mixed. We don't know what she is, but we know that she is not real. However, you know, they believe that AI will be the new wave. And he's trying to spearhead a movement that I personally believe will end up in the ground. Why? People want to feel connected to something. They want to feel connected to someone, a story. Now, I understand that he believes that people are already connected to technology. They're connected to their phones. They're connected to Alexa. They're connected to Siri. But I really think he missed the mark in thinking that people want to hear what the phone got to say about their life. What the hell can an AI tell anyone that's a human being? What can they say to somebody that's a human being that a person should be able to feel when this machine has not lived that person's life? However, what this is to me is a money grab. This is to cut out the middleman, which is the artist, right? To cut out the front man, I should say, and basically reap all the rewards for yourself, using his name as leverage to now sign these invisible, right, people. These people that are not real. They're only visible on the computer via, art, because what you're looking at is just art that the computer generated. Now, he's trying to use these bots to leverage money into his pocket, in my opinion, and that's greedy. There's plenty of young artists out here that needs the opportunity to shine, and instead of taking these young artists underneath his wings, they have gotten lazy in Hollywood and in music industry. Now they want to replace everybody with AI. Remember, in the past few years, many artists have sold their catalog for millions of dollars, and I used to wonder why. But I think that they got scared into selling their catalogs because of things like these. Because one day the label exec told them, hey, we could make a dozen of you by using AI. This is what an AI song sounds like. But as a songwriter, when I listen to an AI song, it is hot garbage. An AI song is hot garbage. Why? It is just generic lyrics, surface level lyrics, surface level thoughts, right? Surface level. There's nothing deep about it. There's nothing human about it. There is absolutely no soul in AI music. And as much as they try to push this onto people, guess what? It won't work. It will not work. They tried this last year, I think, with like a dread-headed AI bot guy. I don't remember what the name of the AI rapper was, but they tried it and it didn't work. It didn't work. People weren't buying it, and they try to make it look like XXX Tentacion with the dreads and everything. That AI bot music was not working. So I'm guessing he went back to the drawing board with these people that are trying to cut these artists out, try to eliminate them. You know what's crazy? You go into your local supermarkets nowadays and you see no cashiers. You're only seeing machines. And don't get me wrong, that interaction with a cashier could have saved somebody's life, just having that small conversation. Now you just cash your stuff out and you go about your day, but you are losing a part of yourself because you don't have a human interaction. You don't have a human interaction. Not to say that some people weren't slow at the registers, but all I'm saying is this music is hot garbage when you listen to it for real. Now we're going to listen to this guy basically kissing up to Timbaland's idea, and I really think that he's one of those people that would sell out his whole generation for that money. And these are people that I consider very dangerous to music. Let's hear what this man got to say.
Yo, and in today's news of artists are never satisfied. Artists are never happy. This is why executives, producers, stuff of that nature don't work with artists. First of all, the Timbaland, who has super producer, who has, I see, helping as many artists as he can, decides he's going to play in the AI world, which, why the fuck wouldn't you? Like,
He didn't help artists, he worked with artists. He got paid for his work. He got paid for his work. Let's keep it moving.
let me tell you what an AI thing is. Let me tell you what an AI character is. Mickey Mouse is an AI character.
No, Mickey Mouse was hand drawn. Mickey Mouse was generated from somebody's thoughts. Mickey Mouse was not generated by a computer. It was written, it was drawn on paper and brought to life on your screen. That's illustration done by a human.
Donald Duck is an AI character. Bugs Bunny is an AI character.
Once again, there were no AI back in the days. These were characters drawn by people, by human. These characters, the reason why they connected with people so much, because they had a human element to them, even though they were animals.
You guys are looking at it wrong. He's going to make a character that he can have sing songs and things of that nature, sell products. That's all these cartoonists and
Sell out.
all these young kids TV shows are doing anyway. So why y'all mad at him? Plus, do you know how hard it is to push an artist? They gonna tell you, I don't want to do that. Jimmy Iovine famously told me one day, get you something that don't talk back. What is better than an AI?
A slave. That is what he wanted to say. A slave. You know, when you saw Prince protesting his label, that's what that means. They don't want the artist to create art. They just want you to be a bot. And now they feel they have the opportunity to bypass the artist. They're going to fail miserably.
AI artists that don't talk back, and we're still mad at him. Somebody just called me like, what you think about what Timbaland did? Ain't it vulturist? I'm like, isn't he a culture vulture? I'm like, no, it's genius. Like, why wouldn't you like have an AI version of it, of something that can create songs and put messages out there if you can't do it? You know how hard it is to put money behind an artist and a human, and how many people lose and y'all are still mad? I just had to put that out there. Shout out to Timbaland for thinking in the future, but like, this is why it's hard for people like that, because you can never make artists happy. They're always mad at something.
Let me say this. Am I against using AI to do things and make life easier? Not all the way. I do video editing, pitch photo editing, right? And AI is there to assist me to do the job. However, I understand that he wants to use AI to create music and this and that. By all means, use the AI to help you to write a song. But I believe that the representation of what's being fed to people should be a human voice, a real person. You know what I'm saying? What he's trying to do is to bypass everyone. He's trying to bypass the songwriters. He's trying to bypass other co-producers. He's trying to bypass everyone and then just come up with, you know, a certain look, a certain stereotypical look, because this just looks like a pop star, K-pop star, or whatever, and feed that to people. But what will be the next move after this? You're still going to need human beings to think of what's the next fashion trend. And all they're going to do is prompt their computer, their AI, to look just like the next new wave of artists. So why not bring forth a real person? I understand he's talking about the money aspect, right? All they care about is the bottom line. What happens when you don't invest money into good products? You somehow you're gonna fail. You're gonna lose, right? Because you're buying cheap goods. AI, to me, AI music is cheap goods. Like I said before, I've listened to these songs and they are hot garbage. And if you're saying you're gonna just use AI to write the songs, and not only these AI are writing the songs, they're coming up with the beat and they're coming up with a so-called mix and master of that song right away. It just spits the song out to you. but it's not perfect. It's not perfect, and it lacks soul. The song itself lacks originality. It lacks that human element that you can relate to. It just sounds flat. It just sounds flat. And I totally disagree with trying to push these AI artists onto people, all because you want to cheapen your, way you make your money, and keep all that money for yourself while not putting back any money into the community which you claim you represent. That's why when these guys keep screaming, oh, I'm from South LA, or I'm from this, I'm from that, they really do not give a damn about their people. They just want the recognition of that area. They just want the recognition of that area. And every so often, these guys will try to innovate new ideas, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, personally, I have a bias towards this because I'm an artist as well, and I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, you know what? No one wants their job taken by a computer. And especially if you know that music is connected to the soul and people want to feel something, now you are going to give people nothing. On top of what's being signed today, the cheap acts that's being signed today, artists that are not being developed into mega superstars anymore. Now you want to even cheapen it more than what it is right now by putting out garbage. But let me know what you guys think. We're going to read some comments right now and see what the people got to say. Somebody says, what the F is that? That's the best AI could come up with. Somebody else says, trying to find one positive comment. Somebody else says, big L in the music industry. One more comment. Oh, cool. An artist that doesn't need to be paid. That is it, guys. They don't want to pay anyone any money. Now, say this AI song goes viral. They don't have to share the profits. They don't have to give anything back to anyone. They want to keep the profit all for themselves. Now, what does that make him? A greedy producer. Greed, it won't get you nowhere, man. Because when people wake up and realize you're taking advantage of them, yeah, soon the AI will be smart enough to tell you, pay up. Until next time, guys, Scopomar TV, I'm out.